Here's what to know before you see Disclosure Day. This is the newest movie from one of the most recognized filmmakers in history, Steven Spielberg. It's a completely new, original story, and this is the official logline. If you found out you weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you? This summer, the truth belongs to 7 billion people. We are coming close to Disclosure Day.
This 79-year terror campaign of lies has to end.
But this isn't the first time Spielberg has dealt with suspenseful sci-fi stories, government conspiracies, or even contact with extraterrestrials. In fact, these are the kinds of stories he became known for across the span of his career. And early reactions to Disclosure Day are claiming that it feels like a return to his classic style. So even though this is a totally new and original movie, it might help to understand the context around some of the movies that created Spielberg's iconic style. Some spoilers ahead for Spielberg's older movies. Close Encounters of the Third Kind released in 1977 and follows a few different characters as they come into contact with UFOs. One of those characters is Roy Neary, a completely normal guy. He's married, has kids, and works as an electrician, but after his first encounter with aliens, he becomes obsessed and starts behaving strangely.
Well, I guess you've noticed something that's a little strange with Dad.
This plot might not sound too special now, but in 1977, most Hollywood movies about aliens had a completely different tone. The aliens would usually be hostile, and they'd usually be invading Earth. Close Encounters approached our society's first contact with aliens as an event that was full of wonder and curiosity. There were definitely frightening moments, but as the humans gain understanding, it leads to something that feels like society is advancing rather than being destroyed. And it was important that the process was seen through the eyes of characters that were ordinary people as opposed to high-ranking officials. In 1982, we got E.T. the Extraterrestrial. This movie doubled down on the idea from Close Encounters where ordinary people experience these extraordinary events. But this time around, Spielberg made the story very sentimental in making a movie to comfort his own childhood self. The main character is 10-year-old Elliot, whose parents are separated, when he meets an alien who is accidentally left behind on Earth. Together, they form a connection that heals some of their wounds, both literal and figurative, and allows them each to get through a difficult time. By the end, they're both ready to embrace whatever the future may hold.
I'll be right here.
So this became Spielberg's iconic coming-of-age story. By 2005, though, Spielberg's use of aliens in stories took a darker turn. War of the Worlds is almost entirely defined by being a post-9/11 movie. It becomes apparent pretty quickly that while the aliens are terrifying as an existential destructive force, what's even scarier is how humans respond to that fear. Several times throughout the movie, other humans giving into panic and fear become the actual threat to the main characters, rather than the aliens invading Earth. And with that premise, Spielberg thoroughly explored how new fears can affect a society. When the status quo is disrupted and people no longer feel safe, secure, or hopeful, how does that change them and how do they move forward? In 2008's Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Spielberg returned to his iconic adventure series and gave Indiana Jones an encounter with alien life.
Imagine to peer across the world and know the enemy's secrets.
In this story, aliens are depicted as interdimensional beings that possess the whole knowledge of the universe. As with all Indiana Jones movies, though, the ultimate moral revolves around greed in the pursuit of power, immortality, or in this case, knowledge.
Careful. You might get exactly what you wish for.
When the villain finally confronts the aliens and demands to know everything they know, they give that knowledge to her and it destroys her.
I can see.
Like the other Indiana Jones movies, this was ultimately an adventure story, but there's an interesting point being made here about being content with not knowing. That as much as the mysteries of the universe may entice us, sometimes we need to accept that we won't have all the answers. And there's one other movie that I keep seeing early reactions bring up in comparison to Disclosure Day, and it's 2002's Minority Report. This movie has nothing to do with aliens, but it does